Okay, first comes love, then comes marriage. Then comes baby in a baby carriage. Actually, after I had the baby, I actually think that song means something different. I think it means, no, first comes love, then comes marriage. And then there's no more love. Then comes baby in a baby carriage, because then there's no more marriage. I know, my jokes are so morbid. Hey, what's up? I thought I would film a get ready with me while I talk about my broken ass relationship after the baby was born. So let's go along and enjoy the ride. That is your relationship after the baby is born. And also the ride to looking like this when you see how ugly my face is beforehand. So good luck with both, my friends. It's just editing me, and I realized that I was filming with my daughter's baby bed mattress in the background, even though I was trying to put that somewhere else. So, oh, tin. And then I also want to say, holy shit, I didn't know this was gonna take 30 minutes, so I'm so sorry. Unless you enjoy listening to me ramble about makeup and relationships. But yeah, enjoy the video. My back is killing me, my hair is a mess, and it's raining right now. But I'm gonna dress like a hoe for the viewers. Chapstick. I'm using Burnt Bee. I always use it. I've been using it for years. It's a good product. Since we are doing our pre-makeup routine, let's talk about my pre-baby relationship with my baby daddy. Okay, so we met on my 21st birthday. I think I had a boyfriend at the time, and I wasn't really attracted to my husband. We just were friends. We saw each other a lot at holiday parties because both of us didn't have family relationships, so we went to a friend's house a lot of the times for the holidays. We were dating for 5 years before we got married. We were married for a couple years before we had babies. I honestly love my husband. He is my best friend. I couldn't imagine myself having a child with someone else. Next up, primer. I've been using the Tatcha, the silk canvas. Did I tell you I'm dyslexic? Yeah, dyslexic people should not be on YouTube. I take like a thumbnail of it, maybe half a thumbnail, and then I dab it on my skin in trouble areas, basically like the T-zone area and like the nose and under my eyes, like so. Do I sound like such a YouTube makeup artist? Ooh, pro tip, if you guys don't wear makeup that often or you use very little product, then I would recommend shopping in Sephora's travel section. And then yeah, you don't get as much product, but you don't almost ever use the whole product before it expires. These things expire in like 6 to 1 year. I would highly recommend buying the travel stuff. Plus, if you're looking in the travel section, those are usually their top products because they sell so much that they decide to make a travel size one. You don't have to be so overwhelmed by all the products at Sephora. There's like a gazillion products at Sephora, so if you want to, check out their travel section, and they usually have really good stuff. Back to my relationship. I'm gonna go back and forth. So I knew he was special on our first date because he didn't want to have sex with me. I let everyone in on the first date. What can I say? I had really bad daddy issues. I thought that's how you keep a man. I know that's completely wrong now. Anyways, yeah, I let everyone in on the first date into my secret garden, and usually people accepted. He was actually the first guy that didn't accept, and he made me wait until the third date to let me into his secret garden. And that's how I knew he was special, because he wanted to wait. And I should have better self-control, but you know what, we're all human, so whatever. Next up, I use by Terry Brightening C Serum. This is amazing. I use this instead of foundation. Sometimes I put this on top of foundation, but it's amazing. So I just take a squirt and just put it on my face. I think it's good for your skin, but don't quote me on that because I'm not really sure. But it just makes your skin look tanner and more even, but you can still see your skin through the product, so I really like that. And it's kind of expensive. It's like $100. Very expensive product, but I would definitely buy it again. Anyway, so we had a lot of ups and downs in our relationship. There was a moment when we were married where we almost got divorced. We had to go see a marriage counselor and really talk about our issues and confront our issues. I would say it was one of the most painfulest moments of my life. Okay, the grammar police are gonna come after me because I said most and painfulest, and painfulest is not even a word, but you know what, whatever. Like my friend in my head is like, that's wrong. But you know what, actually having the baby was the hardest thing that has ever challenged our relationship. You know, that was really hard then. Okay, because I have Asian features, everything about us is flat. Like my eyes are flat, my cheekbones, I don't have cheekbones. Let's see, my nose is flat, our tits, our ass are flat. We look like sticks usually. Okay, so I have to draw fake shadows on my face with bronzer. I've been really into the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I don't know what type this is because I've lost the thing, but I really like this one. Just take a little bit on my bronzer brush and then add definition to the face because I don't have cheeks. And it's also great to hide your neck fat because you know your girl has a round ass face. And then I take the same product because you might as well use the bronzer in your eyeshadow, and I give myself some eyes. I mean eye socket. Okay, good. And then I blend it out with another brush. And sometimes I chisel my nose. I'm just gonna do a little, right underneath my nose. There you go. See, now it looks like I have a face. More of a face? I don't know. Okay, so there was a lot of problems that arise after we became mommy and daddy. I would say one of the main things was having no quality time together. What happened? So it's weird, even though you're together a lot because you're in the same house all the time, you're basically usually doing different things. I would be breastfeeding and he would be doing the dishes. So like, even though we were together a lot of the time, we were still kind of strangers after. We had no quality time together. You barely have any time to talk to each other, especially in the beginning. And if you are talking to each other, it's about logistical stuff like you do this and you do that and you're doing it wrong, and it just becomes kind of hard because the lack of quality time kind of makes you distance yourself in the relationship. Another thing is that you're just exhausted and stressed out because a baby is crying at you all night long, and your favorite punching bag is unfortunately your spouse. It's just how it is. It's easy to yell at each other because you guys are so comfortable with each other. It's kind of next level for sure. And to my tired eyes, we are going to use some concealer. I've been really enjoying the NARS creamy concealer. Probably gonna be my holy grail eventually because I got tired ass eyes and these bags are not going away. Let's see, I don't know what color this is. I think it's con leche, something leche, whatever. Yeah. Sorry, I wish I was more helpful, but you know, I'm not. Alright, so I'll put it right there, and then a little bit there, a little bit there. Definitely my nose area. And that sounds good for now. And then I blend with a little brush. Looks pretty good, I think. I'll go and blend some more. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more right in my trouble areas. You see right there. And then I'm gonna use my finger, my ring finger, to blend out a little bit more. You know what's so funny? People use their ring finger, the skin underneath the eye, because they tell you that it's the weakest finger. But then because we use it all the time for years and years and years, I feel like my ring finger is actually the strongest now. So ironically, I feel like I might be fucking myself over. I don't even know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's stronger now that you use it often on your face? You guys let me know. Okay, it looks good. Okay, our mental health during the baby stage was pretty awful. It was really hard to manage. My husband fell into postpartum depression and I actually had postpartum anxiety. Yeah, and then also after you have a child, you deal with mommy, daddy issues that like you kind of relive your childhood because you remember all the trauma that you had in the past. It becomes like all these things and all these emotions that you feel all at once when you transition into parenthood, along with taking care of the child, figuring out the workload, figuring out how to find yourself after becoming a parent. It's just like so many things all at once. And so your relationship, it's kind of on the back burner, but also because you have all these like mental health issues that you're trying to manage and you're not probably doing a good job because it's hard in the beginning. I think it really hurts your relationship. Ooh, next product. So this is essential to my makeup routine because I have really bad bags under my eyes because I'm a mom. It's the Laura Mercer. I suck at this. It's the setting powder that everyone uses. I'll link it down below. And then I just take a little bit of the product into the blender, like so. And then I kind of use the lid to like tap it off because it's too much product. And then I tap a little bit everywhere to spread it out. And I really target under my eyes and the T-zone of my face. And then I add a little bit to the lid, the inner lid. And then I use the back of the Beauty Blender to blend it out a little bit better. Okay, good. It just looks so nice. This product is super clutch. This is also the travel size one and I have so much product left. Another issue we had in our relationship was parent squabbles. Basically like bicker about a lot of things. Like we bickered about dishes, we bickered about sleep, we bickered about laundry, we bicker about how to parent our child. It's just like there's so many things to bicker about. I miss not fighting as much. Blush. I usually use another blush, but because it's open, I'm gonna use this because I've been using the mirror. This one right here. There we go. Oh, another thing that doesn't help our relationship is that we are a shell of the people we used to be. My husband now has a dad bod. My father-in-law says that we looked like we aged 10 years after Rory was born. So that's great. Thanks, guy. Leave it to your parents-in-laws to be too honest. And I'm no better. I used to be very sexy, fun even. I used to strive to be happy. Now I strive to not be depressed. I think those are two ambitious goals, but two completely different goals. I don't know, I would say that something about being older, less happy, less enthused about life, just takes out the traction in our relationship. So Asian people don't really have hair. I think everyone knows this. Yeah, so I don't have any arm hair, but that also means that I don't have any eyebrows. So I have to draw them in and it is a bit of an ordeal. So just bear with me as I do that. I've been using the NYX Professional Makeup Micro Brow Pencil and I almost hit pan on this guy. I'll probably have to buy more. Looks good enough. And then I use the e.l.f. Wow Brow just to make your eyebrows lift up. I don't know why this is a thing, but it kind of works. So I just gently, you could probably not tell, but whatever. Luckily, we had a long foundation in our relationship before baby was born. We both have experience going to individual therapy as well as marriage counseling. And we recognized the signs that we needed help, professional help. So the hardest part for me in our relationship was actually my husband falling into postpartum depression. Postpartum depression can happen to women or men. I feel like it's more, people talk about women more likely to have postpartum depression because of the baby blues and the hormonal changes, but postpartum depression can happen on lots of people. Like the transition into parenthood is so intense, and so it can be very painful, and I feel like there's not enough space to talk about mental health issues in general. Like people find it shameful, and I think that's really awful for everyone involved. I feel like it's already really hard to have any kind of depression, let alone feel bad about it, like it's your fault. So no one was to blame for him having it. It was hard on him, it was hard on me. I think people think that it's easy to be not depressed. Like people think, just be happy. Asian people have the same advice to give every person with any mental health issues. That is basically depression. Like, just be happy. Like, don't be sad. It's so dumb. I don't know. Asian people are really bad with like emotional health. So everyone who is depressed always wants to be happy, but they obviously have a reason why they can't be. And it is the sickness that they have. It's not them. It's not that they're not willing to try. It's just because they are sick. You wouldn't blame someone that has cancer. You wouldn't say, don't have cancer. Just don't have cancer. Like, it's not in their control. So we had to stick through it, and it was definitely, the depression was a burden to our family. But I would never say that my husband is a burden to our family. He is essential to our family. He's the love of my life, and he just has depression. And that sucks. It really sucks. But we all have problems. I have anxiety issues that is not helpful for our family. And I have back issues that is also not helpful for our family. So it's like everyone has problems. I just chose a man that has depression, and I think that was just, I'm just gonna qualify that it was the hardest part about the transition into parenthood for me, and probably for him. Oh Lord. But I'm grateful he's back. He's really shown that he's still the man I love, and he's still in there, and he's still fighting the good fight. So I'm grateful, and I think our relationship is getting better, so that's really helpful. But it was the hardest 10 months of my life. I honestly didn't know why I had children with him in the first place. I didn't know why I married him for a little bit, and I was like, who is this man now that like I have a child with? It was very frightening, to be honest. Again, he's back now, and things are getting better. There's a lot of healing to be done. It's getting better. Okay, on the same lines of or Asian people not having any hair, we don't have any eyelashes, so I'm going to have to draw them in with mascara. And let me curl these bad boys. I've been using the L'Oreal, I think it's L'Oreal, Voluminous Million Lashes in waterproof. I love waterproof mascara. It's just so much better. Doesn't smear. All right, one eye down. And I got a little bit on my eyes, and I will need a Q-tip to clean it off. So recently my husband asked me to compare him to like romantic things. So I told him that we are like the princess and the frog. Just kidding, I meant the frog and the boiling water. I didn't think his depression was gonna be such a big deal until we had our child. And because he's been dealing with minor depression his entire life, so even though he's had it, he's been always so great to me. So when he fell into postpartum depression, it really felt like I was the toad that didn't realize that they were in boiling water until it was too late and they were dying. I know it's such a morbid comparison, but it's still kind of funny because it was kind of how I felt. I didn't think his mental health would be such an issue when we had children. Children really show you the holes in your armor. So if you're gonna have a child, you should really consider everything that everyone has. I wouldn't say you shouldn't have the child, because I feel like if you really wanted a child and you would be a great parent, you are willing to do the sacrifice and work to be a great parent, it's only going to be better for humanity if you do. So I honestly think that if you wanted children, then you should have them. But I also think that you'll never know how difficult it is until you actually experience it. There's some things you can't really know until you become a parent. It is what it is. Our relationship has gone through so much. Right from the beginning, we've had problems. We've always had problems. But I think what's important about our relationship, which I think is very important for all relationships, is that you can grow together. I think if you guys can both play the teacher and the student at different times, obviously, and you guys can respect each other and try to change for each other, you have a pretty awesome relationship. I think it's rare to find someone that you're willing to change for, because I was not willing to change. I am a stubborn goat and I have a lot of problems, and I'm a very prideful woman, some would say. And I think it was very important that I found someone that I respected enough to want to change for, and someone that I love enough. My husband brings that out in me, and I know I bring it out in him. So that's very good. I think I'm very blessed to have him, and I think he's very blessed to have me. Next up, eyeliner. I was using the Kat Von D one, but now I'm using the Physicians Formula. It's cheaper, it's like half the price of the Kat Von D one, so give it a try. Ooh, I forgot, shadow. What am I doing with my life? Which is a question I ask myself too often. Okay, so I didn't do the crease in my eye. I have the Too Faced palette. It's called Natural Eye. I've had this maybe like 2 or 3 years. Embarrassing. But hit pan. I'll probably use the Chocolate Martini and the Sexpresso together. And then it goes into the crease. A little bit of that. And then a little bit of that. Blend, blend, blend. And then go in with it again. Great. Let's pretend I did that early on. So then eyeliner. I like to go out a little bit and connect it on the top. Now it looks like I have eyes. Asian jokes. They're only okay to say if you're the race. Oh, I think that when you first try to find love, people try to look for child's love. You try to find someone that will take care of you, someone that will pamper you. But then once you're in a long-term relationship, I think you learn that what you really need is to show parent love. And I think that's important, more important than the child's love, because it teaches you how to grow, it teaches you how to be kind and giving to another person. I think it's important to be able to challenge each other to change and to become better people ultimately. I mean, I think it's funny. I feel like people make such a big deal about who's the reacher and who's the settler, but I think ultimately if you both can respect each other and love each other enough to change for each other and to become people that you always wanted to be more than who you were before you met them, that's more important. I think if you can find someone that challenges you to change and grow to be a better person, no one's settling in the end. I think ultimately everyone is lucky to have each other. Anyways, lip liner. I feel like it's so funny that I'm going like back and forth between an issue that's like very serious and then like something like getting ready, because this is like very not serious. Ooh, I really like this blush. I think I'm gonna use it more. It's so subtle, but it's still very pink and pretty. Very good. Okay, so I use the MAC Boldly Bare lip liner. Everyone recommends this one. And I line my entire lip because lip liner stays on way longer than lipstick. And because I'm a mom, I don't have time to like apply my lip gloss or my lipstick. Oh damn, it looks so intense in the camera because the lighting is so intense because of the rain. I swear it's not that bright in person. My husband was saying that this year he will get the Dad of the Year award because he's been such an involved parent. He's been so committed to our daughter. He's been so loving and kind and really helping out in the house chores and everything. Yay! But I said honestly, if he was around long enough to receive the Dad of the Year award, then he would get it automatically. And I think this goes for every dad because dads leave all the time, including my dad. Lipstick. I don't have any lipstick on me. I'm not gonna go get it because my back is hurting. I usually use the Charlotte Tilbury Nude lipstick, but I have the lip liner on me and maybe I'll just add a little bit of that. Looks the same. Didn't look like anything changed. I think the universe every single day that I met and fell in love with my husband, that we both challenge each other to be better. I think when we first met each other, we were so lost in our own ways, and now that we're together and we've been together for 8 years, it's so beautiful how we've grown and our relationship has grown and we've grown as individuals. My husband brings out the best in me, and I think I bring out the best in him. While I would have to say that we didn't have that intense spark in the beginning of our relationship. I actually really didn't know if I wanted to be with him. It was really hard for me to see how we can make it long term. But now that we've been together for so long, I feel like our relationship has only gotten stronger. Our love is not the kind of romantic love that you would have seen in like movies where you fall in love right away and like you fall so hard and you have so much chemistry. We didn't have any of that. Now that I see us now, it's just so beautiful that our love can grow so much through our friendship and through the challenges that we've had together. Yeah, our challenges have made us stronger, and I think that's so beautiful in its own weird way. It's not as like mainstream as the like fall in love at first sight kind of love, but it's still a beautiful kind of love, and I think it's actually better for me to have that kind of love. And though I have to say that having the baby has really thrown a grenade into our relationship, I can only see us becoming stronger after this. And it was so hard to see when I was going through the muck of it. I honestly didn't know if we were gonna make it. Very scary time in our lives, and I'm sure we'll still need to go to some marriage counseling after. I'm glad I had a baby with him because I don't see myself seeing this lasting with other people. And I hope that this gives you some perspective into what your relationship will look like after you have a child. I think it would be helpful if you started your own individual therapy before you had your baby, or even go to marriage counseling before you have your child, so that you already have right off the gate, you'll like have someone that you can work with while you're going through that transition into parenthood. If you're not going to take anything from this, I hope you try to keep in mind that even though it will feel really hard in the beginning and that your relationship will be thrown into an array of crazy, intense pain and awfulness, that it's still just a season, and even though your life will never be the same after you have children, it will still get, I'm not gonna say it's gonna get better. It's only a season. This too shall pass. So I hope that helped. I don't think it will. If you're going through it right now, it is painful. So if you're going through it, just breathe through the pain. You can do this. And yeah, that's it. I am done with my makeup. Actually, the first time my husband saw me without makeup on, I asked him if I catfished him. But yeah, there was definitely a difference in the way I looked. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this gave you some tips on makeup and gave you some tips on relationships, and I hope you come again. No, I don't know what to say. Yeah, this was fun. I will see you next time. Let me know if you decide to use any of the makeup products and if you liked any of them. Let me know if this gave you some insight or if you can relate to the relationship issues that my husband and I went through. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.